This video will walk users through the creation and publication of an agreement to the Learner Pathways System Catalog. For the purposes of this video, we will be acting as MacEwan University and creating an agreement with Red Deer College with MacEwan's Chemistry 1001 course offering. The first step is to sign into your TCES application via CYANS. Once in the TCES, you will land on the dashboard page. From here, navigate down the left-hand menu to the search section and select Agreements. The Agreements page will default to Course Agreements. Select New Agreement button. Selecting New Agreement opens up a fillable form containing all of the fields that are populated in the CSV files used when validating and publishing an agreement via DCAR. Information related to each of the data fields can be found in the Agreement File Format Guide available from the Learner Pathways System page of the ACAT website. Whether a user is creating an agreement proposal or an agreement decision is determined by whether the user selects their institution as the from or the to institution. If creating a proposal, a user would select their institution as the from institution. If creating a transfer decision, a user would select their institution as the to institution. For the purposes of this video, we are acting as MacEwan University and will be creating an agreement decision with Red Deer College, making RDC the from institution and MacEwan the to institution. All agreement decision records require a unique institution agreement ID to be published to the LPS catalog. The new agreement form generates a globally unique ID, which can be used, or institutions may apply an ID of their own creation. The Validate Institution Agreement ID adjacent to the field allows a user to ensure that the ID they are applying does not already exist in their catalog data. IDs can be a combination of alpha and numeric characters. Here we will apply MAC 100, and then we can click on the blue button to validate the institution agreement ID. The green check mark indicates that the ID is in fact unique. Credits. Here the user enters the credit value being awarded in the agreement decision. We will enter 3 credits. Credit type. The credit type is system reference data maintained by the ACAT Secretariat. Currently, there is only one credit type available to select. The user would select Credit. Agreement type. Here the user selects either specific course, specific program, or unspecified course, depending on the type of agreement they plan to create. For this demonstration, we will be creating a specific course decision. Credentials. Credentials are reference data maintained by the ACAT Secretariat. Users can scroll through the credential list and select the appropriate credential to associate with their agreement decision. If a user determines the appropriate credential is not in the reference data, they can contact the ACAT Secretariat and request that a credential type be added. For this agreement decision, we will select Undergraduate Degree. Effective start date. A user applies the effective start date to their agreement decision. The transfer system academic year runs from September 1st through August 31st. For this record, we will apply a start date of 2010-09-01. Effective end date. A user applies the effective end date to their agreement decision. If an agreement is active, we recommend applying an effective end date of 2999-12-31. As this is a new agreement decision record, we will apply that date. From offering. The user selects the offering they wish to create an agreement decision with from the From Institutions drop-down. For this agreement, we will select Red Deer College's Chem 203. To offering. The user selects the offering they wish to create an agreement decision with from their own institution's dropdown. For this agreement decision, we will select MacEwan's Chem 1001. Review date. A user could apply a specific review date to their agreement decision to schedule a future notification reminder to review the agreement. If a user chooses not to apply their own review date, the LPS will apply a review date 5 years in the future from the publication date of the agreement decision. Comment field. If the user wishes to provide some additional information in the Transfer Alberta search tools, the comment applies a note to their agreement decision that is viewable in the agreement details of a search. Here we will create a note in the comment field to say, a student cannot receive credit for both Chem 203 and Chem 212. Articulation notes. Articulation notes provide a way to share information and clarity with your partner institutions. This field would be primarily used when creating a proposal to another institution, rather than when a user is creating an agreement decision to their own institution. As we are creating an agreement to MacEwan, we will leave this field blank. If you have partially completed an agreement decision but need to confirm information, you can save your work as a work in progress or a WIP, W-I-P. Once you have the information you require, you can return to your WIP and complete the offering. Validate and publish. Once you have completed the necessary fields in the form, you can validate and publish your agreement decision. The agreement decision is validated against all of the same data standard rules that are applied in DCAR uploads. Once the publication is complete, a green banner appears at the top of the page confirming its publication. A user can confirm their offering has been published in the TCES by searching for the agreement decision they have just published. Search for RDC Chem 203 to MacEwan's Chem 1001 and view details. A user can also confirm their published agreement is displaying in the Transfer Alberta search tools by completing an agreement search on the Transfer Alberta website. Note that there will be a short delay, usually no more than a few hours, before a newly published agreement will be found on Transfer Alberta. For the purposes of this video, we will assume there is no delay and proceed to do the search. Navigate to the Transfer Alberta website via transferalberta.alberta.ca. Once on the Transfer Alberta homepage, select the Transfer Alberta Search Tool tab. The tab will open and display a qualifying statement regarding the currency of the transfer agreement data, which the user acknowledges by clicking Got it. The user must choose one of two search options, either check whether my planned or completed courses/program will transfer, or explore high school transitions or upgrading for admission to post-secondary. As we are searching for MacEwan's agreement with Red Deer College's Chem 203, we will select the planned or completed courses/program transfer option and proceed. On the next screen, the user identifies whether they are searching for a course or program transfer. As the Red Deer College to MacEwan agreement decision that we just created is a course-to-course arrangement, we will select planned or completed courses and then proceed to the next page. On the next screen, the user is asked to identify both the institution they attended and in which academic year they took a particular course offering or offerings. Here we will select Red Deer College as our from institution. And for the purposes of this demo, we will choose 2016-2017 as our academic year. The next screen asks the user to identify an institution or institutions which they would like to search for possible transfer arrangements. The institutions a user sees when accessing the institution dropdown are only those which Red Deer College has transfer agreements with in the academic year of 2016-2017. Here we will select MacEwan University. You will notice that as we populate the search fields, a box titled My Search displays all of the search criteria that have been selected. On this page, the user will select the course which they had taken to determine what transfer opportunities exist between Red Deer College and MacEwan University. As with the two institution selection, the course listing displays only Red Deer College course offerings with which MacEwan University has transfer agreement decisions in the 2016-2017 academic year. A user can filter the course offerings to find a particular offering. Here we filter to Chem and we see the Chem 203 display in the course options. We select it and advance to the transfer results. The results display MacEwan University's agreement decision accepting Red Deer College's Chem 203 for specific credit to their Chem 1001. Selecting the agreement details displays the transfer credits available, the two offering course code and number and title and description. Additionally, it displays the note we created in the agreement decision.